Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, we're going to take a look at what major life shift, what major life change is coming for you in this year ahead. So I've got 3 readings for you, 3 cards for you to choose from. Group 1, the card is the Empress. This is card number 3, if that helps you. Pause the video if you need to, get a good look at it, see how it feels to you. Is this your card? Group 2, your card is number 6, the Lovers. The Lovers. And finally, group 3, your card is number 12, the Hanged Man. Which one is for you? Which one feels right? Once you know, all you have to do is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the group you want to go to, and it will take you straight to your reading. All right, thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, today we're going to take a look at what big life change is coming for you in this next year. So we have 2 cards pulled initially for you. The first one is the Empress. The second one is the High Priestess. Okay. We'll get some more cards down and jump into it. Right. We have Serendipity. The 8 of Pentacles in reverse. The 2 of Cups reversed. The Hanged Man in reverse, and one more as an advice card. And the 4 of Swords reversed. Don't let the reversals worry you. They're just a nuance of the typical card meaning. It's a way to get more out of the cards, that's the truth. All right, we have the 8 of Swords. The Page of Swords in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. And the Queen of Wands in reverse. All right, those are your cards. Now I'm just going to take a few seconds to get some initial messages for you before we jump into the card meanings. Real quick before I do, I'd like to mention that if you would like a personal reading, one that's just about you, your life, questions you may have, you can check my website. It's pinktututarot.com, and you can see my availability there. Otherwise, I hope this reading brings you everything you need. I hope it's helpful and meaningful. If it is, please consider giving it a thumbs up, dropping me a comment, subscribe, certainly if you haven't done that yet. It helps me know that our energies are connecting. It helps keep our energies connected for future readings so that they'll resonate even more over time. And it also lets me know that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile, and that means a lot to me. So thank you for that. All right, now bear with me for just a couple of seconds while I stop and listen. Okay, the first thing I'm hearing is that you are ready to move into a new space. Now, when I say new space, it's possible that they mean a physical space, but that's not really what I'm getting. That's not how I'm feeling. It feels like you will be moving from one state of mind, one reality, one way of life to another. In other words, it's not just one aspect of your life that's changing. You are going to be experiencing a major shift in how you live your life, how you do what you do for a living, perhaps, how you go about your daily routine and tasks, who you do it with. There's some major shifts happening in this next year that are going to turn your life in a new direction. It doesn't mean it's flipping it on its head. I'm not getting that things are going to be yanked away and everything is going to be topsy-turvy and upside down. I'm not getting that. What I'm getting is that you're moving into a new dimension of living. Things are going to up level and you're going to find that your life is more satisfying, more fulfilling, more worthwhile in some ways, more abundant. So you have a lot to look forward to, Group 1. Okay, so let's start with your cards here. Your first card being the Empress, and this card really represents where you are now. You're in a place where you are birthing something new. You're in that gestation period. You're in a place of abundance. You're in a place of fertility. You're in a place of beauty. It's a really wonderful energy you have around you right now, Group 1. But what is this bringing about? Where is this taking you? What's coming from this? Well, we see that here with the High Priestess. You're moving into a space that is a little bit less materially focused, more spiritually soul focused, your higher self focused. You're focused on the bigger questions and the bigger answers in life. You're going to find yourself more connected. If you're at all spiritually focused, and I'm guessing you are somewhat, if you're here watching a tarot video, if you're at all spiritually focused, you're going to find your spiritual connection to become that much stronger. You're going to start receiving answers to questions that you've been asking for a long time. You're going to start receiving a knowing to where your life needs to go, what you need to do next, how you need to go about the different phases of your day-to-day or your month-to-month. Your reality is going to change because your whole perception changes. It's not that material abundance goes away. It's almost like the material abundance is there. And if it's not there yet, it will be. But that abundance will shift your mindset to where you're no longer worried about making more money, gaining, more credibility, gaining more assets maybe. Right now you might be fairly materially focused, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this shift is going to happen where how much you're making, how you are perceived by the outside world, how nice of a car you drive, how fancy of a handbag you carry, those things will start to have less and less importance. You're going to find yourself focusing on the bigger picture, bigger questions and bigger answers. And as that happens, you're going to see some blessings pop in out of nowhere. So it's not that your abundance goes away. The abundance actually builds and grows and explodes out of nowhere to where you don't have to worry about it anymore. But you also don't want to worry about it anymore because your attention has shifted to the blessings in your life, to being grateful, to the people in your life, to your higher connection with whatever you connect with, God, Source, the universe, the angels, whatever you connect with, you're going to find blessings coming in ways that you've not experienced before. And you're going to find your connection to Source is that much stronger and that much more rewarding. So looking at your tarot cards, we start with the Eight of Pentacles reversed with the Eight of Swords. You know, this is a feeling of being trapped in a boring day to day, doing the same thing every day, following the same routines, doing the same work, doing the same type of job. It's almost like one day just blurs into the next, one week blurs into the next. You may feel like this year has passed and you haven't experienced enough of it. There's this slight feeling of being caged in or trapped. But this is going away. This is going away. This is going to shift as this next year progresses. So we move into the Two of Cups reversed with the Page of Swords reversed. And this is where you start to disconnect from the things that you used to think, the things that you used to feel were of utmost importance, the things that you used to hang on to for dear life. There's some attachment here to things, to people, to materialism that you will find as this year progresses become less and less secure, become less and less important. This isn't advice, right? The universe isn't coming in to tell you you have to be less attached to these things. You can be attached to them if you want to. What this is saying is that as this next year progresses, you won't want to be. You're going to realize what's really and truly important in your life, and it will have less and less to do with material things. So finally, we move into the Hanged Man reversed and the Hermit reversed. Your life takes on a new dimension. It takes on new shape. You're moving forward in ways that you couldn't have imagined a year ago. You're going to find yourself with knowledge, with an inner knowing that has eluded you before now. And you're going to find yourself knowing what to do, where to go, how to go about your life. It's like these big answers show up. The questions you've had for weeks, for months, for years maybe, that you feel have eluded you, will show up. And it will help you to move forward and to change your reality in a really significant way. It's ultimately you doing the work, but it's coming about from a shift in perception. It's coming about from some blessings that are going to come in that will change how you see your life, where you place your importance. This High Priestess card is a knowing. It's a connection unlike any other to what's really important. And you're going to find that blessing shows up like it never has before in this year ahead. So, the advice here, you have the Four of Swords in reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. Don't worry about controlling this. Don't worry about being the one to make it happen. It's going to happen. It's going to show up without you trying. This shift in perception is going to materialize without you forcing it to take place. But while you are letting go of the reins, releasing control, you're also being asked to start taking steps forward in the direction you want to go. As your perception shifts, as your reality shifts, as the dimension of your life shifts into something new, start taking action. The time for waiting is over. You're soon going to be coming upon a time when what you need to do will be apparent. And taking action will be the only way forward. And you will know what to do. Right now, you may be saying, I don't know what to do. I don't know. You don't need to know yet. It will show up. You will know. And it will come together as if it was orchestrated by the gods. You know what I mean? Because it is. All right, group one. I hope that helps. Hope it gives you a little bit of insight into the year ahead and what to expect and what to look forward to. I know it's going to be a great year for you, y'all. So enjoy it and have a great day. Hey, group two. All right, today we're going to take a look at what big change is coming up for you in your life over the next year. So your initial card here is the Lovers, and that is followed by the Hermit. We'll leave these here and get some more cards down for you. And we have Fork in the Road. Get some tarot cards as well. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. The Empress. And one more as an advice card for you. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. We're going to get one more row of tarot just to get a full picture here for you. The Eight of Cups. The Devil. The Sun in reverse. And the Four of Wands. All right, those are your cards. Now just give me a couple of seconds while I stop and listen for some messages to share with you, and then we'll jump into the cards. Real quick before I do that, I'd like to mention that if you would like a personal reading, one that's just about you and whatever questions you may have, you can check my website. It's pink22tarot.com, and you'll see my availability there. Otherwise, I hope this reading brings you what you need. I hope it's helpful and meaningful. If it does help you in any way, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below. I'd love to read your comments. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. It helps me know that our energies are connecting. It helps keep our energies connected for future readings so that they resonate more and more over time. And it lets me know that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile, which is really helpful for me. So thank you for that. All right, now give me just a couple of seconds while I stop and listen. Okay, the first thing I'm hearing is that you're approaching a time where you will be, I was almost going to say where you need to, but that was changed. You're approaching a time when you will be releasing something that right now you feel is very important. But as time goes by, you will see that it's less and less important. It's much less important than you thought. You're going to be heading down a new path. You're going to be doing something very different in your life. Now, because this is a general reading, I'm going to give you some different scenarios that I'm receiving as I'm talking to you. For some of you, it will be a change in your relationship status. Now, that's not to say if you are in a wonderful, healthy, happy relationship, that that's going to go away. But if you're in a toxic relationship, if you're in a relationship that is less than what you know you deserve, but you've been hesitant to let it go and open yourself up to something new, this new year will bring that opportunity for you. For others of you, this has to do with your line of work. There's something about your job, there's something about what you're doing and how you're doing it that is going to shift and change. Something that you thought, this is the only way this can be done. This is the only thing I know how to do. This is the only line of work I'm willing to go forward with. This adamant feeling of only is going to change. And there's going to be some other elements coming in for you in your work. There's going to be some things going away and some new things coming in that right now you may be rejecting. You may be pushing away. You may be saying, I don't want to go there or do that. For example, if you've been hesitating to step into the AI world or to do digital something, if you're new to doing digital work online, that's just an example, y'all. You're going to find over this new year that your interest in something new is sparked and your need to hang on to the old way slides away. It's not cut out of your life. I don't want anyone to think here that something is being yanked away and it's going to leave you with this empty hole. That is not it at all. You're going to be shown a new way, a new path, a new sense of your life and how it could be. And it's going to have you wanting to release what doesn't work anymore. Things that are no longer best for you. And it's going to open doors to something that is so much more rewarding and fulfilling. And you're going to find by the end of the year that your life has changed dramatically, but by your own choice, by your own decisions, not by the hand of God coming in and grabbing things and taking them away, but because you're choosing to. Okay? All right, so let's look at your cards. We start with the Lover's card. This is a card that represents where you are now. Very committed to something. Hanging on is really what I'm getting from this card. Hanging on for dear life, some of you. It may not feel like that at the moment. Right now, it just may feel like this is what you want, this is what's in your life, and this is what you think is best. But as the year goes along, your thoughts about something that you are hanging on to right now are going to shift. For one thing, you're going to realize that you've been hanging on to something that really isn't serving you anymore. And whether it's fear that's kept you from making a change, whether it's circumstances that have kept you from making a change, those circumstances are going to shift. Your fear is going to ebb away. And you're going to find yourself more in this hermit energy. Now, the hermit energy often means alone, but it doesn't have to. So I don't want you to think that you're getting rid of something and you're going to be stuck on your own. It can mean, for many of you, that you're going to go off on your own, doing your own thing, starting your own business, pursuing your own personal vocation or calling. For others of you, it's just a path of listening to what you really need, what you really want, what your life is really calling you to do, who you're meant to be with, what you're meant to be doing, where you're meant to be doing it. The hermit represents knowledge and wisdom that is gained not by seeking outside sources, not by going to school or studying under a mentor. The hermit is self-taught knowledge. It's a knowing. You'll know what to do. You'll know when it's time to release something in your life. It will become evident. And that's where this fork in the road shows up. You have a choice. None of this is happening to you. It is happening for you. And the opportunity is there for you. It will be there for you to make that shift, to change directions, and to move into a more fruitful, happier, more fulfilling, more successful path for yourself. You have a choice. You can choose not to. But the way the cards look for you right now, you will want to. So looking at your tarot cards, we start with the Knight of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Cups. Something that used to spark within you, that used to fill you with fire, that used to inspire you, that used to get you excited, is already starting to lose your interest. You're already starting to feel like, this really doesn't do it for me anymore. You're recognizing that what you have or what you had was good, but you're starting to see that it may be time to move on from it. Now, this may not be an overwhelming consciousness in you yet. It's just a twinkling, an inkling, a tiny spark of an idea where you're thinking, gosh, I just don't enjoy this like I used to. I don't enjoy where I'm living. I don't enjoy what I'm doing. I really want to do something different. I really want to go on a new path for myself. Find what's next and what's better. And that's what this new year is going to bring about for you. So we move into the Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Devil. Now, as you start to realize that things need to change, fear will inevitably pop up and try to convince you to stay where you are. Your comfort level will start to feel like a mound of safety, even though you will know the hermit, the wise, knowledgeable inner you will know that your comfort zone is actually a trap. But when those inner fears pop up, boy, do we want to just hang on to what we know, to what's familiar, to what feels comfortable, because everything else just feels overwhelming, feels scary. You will overcome this. You will get past this, I promise you. Because what's coming up next for you is the Empress and the Sun reversed. This is you embracing everything that makes you happy on the inside. It's not external happiness. I'm not saying there won't be external things showing up, but this is an internal happiness. This is an internal fulfillment and joy. And the abundance that shows up because of that joy is beyond what you can imagine right now. This is abundance. This is blessings. This is you knowing that your life is on the right track, is moving forward in the way it is meant to. Yes, it will take a little bit of courage to move past that little hump of fear, that little voice in your head that's telling you, come on, just stay with what you're doing. You know how to do this. You're familiar with that. This is comfortable, even if it isn't great. Your comfort level will convince you that what you have is as good as it gets, and to just settle for it and enjoy it. You're going to be stronger than that. And you're going to start listening to that inner beam of light, that inner sun, that inner joy that says, nah, I deserve something better. And you're going to go after it. So your advice cards, you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles reverse is absolutely saying, let go of your comfort zone. It's okay to release what you think is familiar and safe and move towards something that is actually going to bring you joy, that will actually bring you more stability and abundance in the long run. Because there is a hole in this bucket. This Ten of Pentacles in reverse is letting you know that what once was great has served its purpose and it's time to move on. But what's coming is so much better than anything you could be expecting. So don't be afraid. Allow yourself to let go and release what you know, what your inner self knows isn't right for you anymore. And have the courage to take those steps forward, because it will change your life in such a wonderful and beautiful way that you'll wonder why you waited so long. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you what you needed. Thank you so much for being here, y'all, and have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we're going to take a look at what major life change is coming up for you in this next year. Your first card here is the Hanged Man, and that's followed by Strength. Leave those there, get some more cards down for you. All right, we have Treasure Island. We'll get some tarot cards down. The Eight of Pentacles. The Page of Swords in reverse. The Five of Pentacles. And one more as your advice card. The Ace of Cups in reverse. And we're going to get one more row of tarot just to get a full picture here. Six of Pentacles reversed. The Page of Pentacles. The Five of Swords reversed. And one more. The Eight of Pentacles. All right, those are your cards. Now give me just a few seconds while I stop and listen for some initial messages to share with you. Real quick before I do, I'd like to mention that if you would like a personal reading, one that's just about you, not a general reading like this, but one that's just about you and whatever questions you may have, you can check my website, pink22tarot.com, and you'll see my availability there. Otherwise, of course, I hope this reading gives you what you need. I hope it's helpful and meaningful. If it is, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet. It helps me know that our energies are connecting, and it helps keep our energies connected so that future readings resonate more and more as time goes on. It also helps me know that the work I'm doing here is worthwhile, so I really appreciate that. All right, give me just a few seconds here. I'm going to listen for some initial messages to share with you. Okay, first thing I'm hearing is that you have been waiting to feel strong enough to take action on something. Something that you've been meaning to do, something that you've been wanting to do, a change in your life you've been wanting to initiate. But you've been waiting. You've been waiting for the right time. You've been waiting to feel ready. You've been waiting for a sign from the universe that this is the right time. Well, in this year ahead, that message is going to come through. You're going to find a knowing, you're going to find an understanding, you're going to find the strength and the courage and the inner belief to make a change in your life that will shift things for the better. You haven't been waiting for nothing. You've been waiting for the right time. And as long as you take action in this next year in the direction of your goals, whatever it is you've been putting off, as long as you take action, you're going to find that things return to you in ways that you are not expecting. For most of you, I feel this is job related. That's the truth. Either job, career related, or it has to do with your own, like a personal side work, a vocation, a calling, something personal that you're doing, maybe for money or maybe just for experience or for your own personal growth. There's something about the work you do or a project you have been waiting on. There's something about this that is going to finally reach a tipping point where you are going to be ready to take action. I feel for most of you, you've been waiting because you haven't felt ready. You haven't felt good enough. You haven't felt like the timing was right. You haven't felt like you had enough knowledge or experience to make this shift, to make this change, to make this move, to start that business. But you're going to find in this next year that changes. Your perspective changes. Your courage up levels. Your knowledge and awareness shifts and opens up. And you're going to find the strength to do what you know has been waiting in the wings for you to do for a while now. You haven't waited too long. The timing is right. Just don't let it pass you by this year. So looking at your cards, we start with the Hanged Man. This is you right now. This is you waiting, pausing, looking for answers, seeking for divine guidance, waiting for the right time to take action, to do what needs to be done. But in a year's time, you're going to find you're no longer waiting. You have found the strength, the courage, the inner resilience to take action. That inner drive, that inner determination, that inner knowing that what you want to do, what's been calling you, is worthwhile and that you are ready. And once you do, once you take that action, once you start to take steps toward your future, into the unknown, right? This is something you've been waiting on because in some ways you're a little bit afraid. In some ways you just haven't felt ready. But once you summon up the courage and you take those steps, the blessings show up out of nowhere. And you will find yourself in a place of abundance and joy and gifts of all sorts that have just been building up and waiting in the wings for you to finally make this move, to make this change. So looking at your tarot cards, we start with the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Again, this speaks very much to work. Now, if this doesn't involve your job, don't worry. You know what it is. But for many of you, it is work related, but your work has gotten to a point where it's not very rewarding right now. There's something you're doing that is not paying off, that is not giving you what you think you deserve. Your time and effort are not paying off. Your energy is going unrewarded. Yes, you're working hard. Yes, you're focused. Yes, you're getting very, very good at something that you're doing. But the rewards are just not coming in. And it's because The time is arriving for you to make a change. This routine that you've gotten very used to is going to shift for the better. And I do feel that you know, most of you, if not all of you, you know what it is you're being called to do. On some level, you keep telling yourself, I really need to do that. Oh, I really want to do that. I really should try this or go there or give this a chance. But you keep talking yourself out of it. You're waiting for the right time. But that's going to show up in this next year. And we see that here with the Page of Swords in reverse and the Page of Pentacles. This is you silencing that voice of that voice of doubt, that voice of not wanting to take a chance, of not feeling ready. You're silencing that voice and you're stepping into your own power and taking steps forward. Baby steps, but steps just the same. You have to start somewhere. Don't expect to be an expert at something new on day one. But what you do need to do is take those first steps forward. And as you do, you will gain knowledge, you will gain experience, you will gain understanding, and you will eventually feel like you know what you're doing again. We end up here with the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords in reverse. You've been fighting against something, but that's going to end. You're going to stop fighting against what you know you need to do. This going off on your own, possibly. For many of you, it's starting a business, or it's jumping into that project or vocation or side business that you've been wanting to step into. Starting that path that you've been avoiding, but you know is calling you. You're no longer going to feel afraid. You're no longer going to feel like this is for someone else and not you. If you've been wanting to start a business or start a project online or start a community project, you're going to find yourself less afraid, and you're going to find yourself not fighting it. And you're going to find yourself ready to seek out what's meant for you. And again, once you do, it changes everything. Treasure Island comes to life, right? You suddenly will find yourself in the midst of riches. And riches can mean money, of course, but it can mean lots of other things too. It can mean new people coming into your life. It can mean new opportunities showing up. It can mean new experiences showing up. It can mean a new sense of joy that you haven't felt in a while. So the advice here is the Ace of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. Listen to your inner self. Listen to what your heart is telling you on the inside, not what the world is telling you, not what your best friend or your spouse or your parents are telling you, what your inner self is telling you. What your inner self knows is going to bring happiness into your life. And then take those steps, do the work, learn what you need to learn, but do it through action, not through waiting. This year in front of you is going to call you to step down from this tree, to be brave, and to move forward. And that's all you have to do. Because as you do it, your life will change, your perspective will change, your fear will fade away, and the universe will reward you for your bravery, for your courage to follow your heart. And that's what it's all about. Follow your heart. It's calling you to do something. And this year will show you that you're ready to do it. All right, group 3, I hope that helps. I hope it gives you what you needed. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.